Wah. 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 Listen, I appreciate everybody who consume this content, whether in short form or who want to hear or see the actual long form of the video. I want to say thank you to everybody who sees it. Please like, share, comment. You think I'm full of shit? You think I'm bullshitting? You think I'm whatever? Let me know in the comment section. I'm looking. But we're gonna get into it. We got a video. First things first, let's get into the mayor. Like, I know it's a lot of people want to talk about this whole Minnesota shooting, Minneapolis shooting, Renee Good, Alex Pretty, all the other shit that's going on there. Like, and there's so many stories. Like, I know people probably be like, damn, how this nigga keep coming up with shit or keep being able to put stuff out in, because this shit happening in real fucking life. Real world, real life shit is happening. I could talk about real life, real shit happening every fucking day for the rest of my life and still not even scratch the surface on all the bullshit that's happening in this country alone. We ain't even talking about across the world, around the world. Oh my God. Y'all care about protests happening here in America, but in Iran, them bitches getting ran over, shot down. Like it's a whole nother world of shit. I never run out of content. I never run out of material because there's constant bullshit going on. But today, we're going to talk about this mayor, Mr. Jacob, what the fuck nigga name? Jacob Frey? Oh, Mayor Frey. Yeah, Jacob Frey. Fry, whatever. We want to talk about him and his Minneapolis, Minnesota. I don't even know shit about Minnesota. I don't even sound like no place where niggas at. But apparently, it is niggas though. And not only are the niggas there, we're going to get into it, man. Let's let him talk and pop his shit first. Fuck it. Let's let my mans pop his shit first. All right. Let's let my mans and pop his shit first.
What we do know is that a 37-year-old woman is dead and that she was shot by ICE. We've dreaded this moment since the early stages of this ICE presence in Minneapolis. Not only is this a concern that we've had internally, we've been talking about it. They are not here to cause safety in this city. What they are doing is not to provide safety in America. What they are doing is causing chaos and distrust. They're ripping families apart. They're sowing chaos on our streets, and in this case, quite literally killing people. So they are already trying to spin this as an action of self-defense.
Let's understand when he's saying they are killing people, only 2 people has died. Just keep that. Renee Good, Alex Pretty. All right? Let's just keep those 2 names in the back of your head.
Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is bullshit. This was an agent recklessly using power that resulted in somebody dying, getting killed. As soon as it happened and we learned of the incident, we had several priorities. The first, of course, was to get the victim to the hospital and to get care as soon as possible. And to the family, I'm so deeply sorry. There's nothing that I can say right now that's going to make you or your relatives or the friends of the victim feel any better. There were, I believe, 2 Minneapolis police officers that responded and were in the ambulance on the way to the hospital. The second was to get ICE off of the scene. There were dozens, if not hundreds, of ICE and federal officers that were there at the time. Having them there was only causing more chaos having them there was only making a difficult situation even more problematic, and one that, yes, they created themselves. There's little I can say, again, that'll make this situation better, but I do have a message for our community, for our city, and I have a message for ICE. To ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis.
Oh my God, get the fuck out of Minneapolis. But let's see what the fuck is happening in Minneapolis. It ain't like it's a fucking gang war happening in Minneapolis. Oh, I guess there is a gang war happening in Minneapolis. Okay, let's talk about it.
For months, we have been reporting on record crime plaguing our streets. Tonight, we're digging into the why. Why is it happening, and who's behind it?
Minneapolis police say gangs are behind the bullets, and they say gangs are turning young kids into criminals. And their guns are spraying fire into the streets and causing a lot of damage and death.
Tonight, we're going to hear rare perspective, from a gang member. Red Chapman has the interview that you will see only on WCCO.
Bullets ring out day and night. People who call Minneapolis' North Side home know the sound all too well, and they tell WCCO gang violence is a driving force.
Death keeps it going.
For the first time, we're getting inside perspective from a gang member. He agreed to talk openly if we concealed his identity.
I'm from the Lows.
We interviewed him in shadow and revoiced his message word for word. We'll call him John.
The big gangs are the SUBs and the YNTs. Those are the biggest gangs on the north side of Minneapolis.
John says these rivals belong to territorial groups known as the Highs and the Lows.
We're told that West Broadway Avenue is the landmark that separates the Highs from the Lows. Anything south of West Broadway Avenue is Lows territory. North belongs to the Highs.
There's not no structure in the streets no more.
John refers to gangs without structure as cliques. Their disorganization makes them dangerous.
It's leaders out there in gangs. In cliques, there ain't no leaders. Everybody wants to be a leader.
So we're going to go into kind of our gang hotspot. The highest volume of calls in the city is Broadway and Lyndale.
I met members of these cliques during a ride-along with Minneapolis police gang expert Sergeant Andrew Schroeder last fall.
You're going to see up on the right here an all too common kind of scene.
Sergeant says these cliques are usually led by people who have the most money and guns.
I would describe it more as not a fight, not a battle. It's a war.
The war is fueled by retaliation. This for that. Back and forth messages that play out on social media, then the street.
There's no victory, there's no ending point. It's you took one of ours, so we take one of yours. There's no end.
He's also seen the recruiting of kids.
We've seen shootings this year where it's very clear that older gang members are present on scene, have conversation with younger juvenile gang members, almost directing them to go then do shootings.
These new youngsters are recruited for one particular reason.
Young guys, they won't get no prison time.
Kids as young as 13 instructed to grab cars and cash them in for money.
Hey, you crazy, watch out!
The driving force behind the Twin Cities carjacking crisis.
You see a Hellcat running at the gas station, you still got in the back of your mind that there's a guy out there that'll give you $60,000 right now for that Hellcat. That $60,000 is going to run all the good thoughts that you had because you broke.
You heard that right. Carjacked and then sold for $60,000. Fast money, Sergeant Schroeder says, is the reason it's hard to get kids out of gangs. $15 an hour jobs can't compete when you can make thousands stealing cars.
Young people are making $20,000 in a day and sometimes doing it several times a week. How do you stop that? And when there's no real consequences to that, how do you say no?
Schroeder thinks the system needs to hold people accountable, from parents being active parents to tougher penalties.
We're looking at a guy right now that has 7 open felony cases. This isn't one case. This is 7 times being arrested for felonies. This isn't stealing a candy bar, right? 7 felony cases, and he's out again committing more felonies.
For John, the gang member we spoke with, serving prison time and raising a new family has him thinking there's more to life than gangs.
I just want to get the message out to the gang members. Just leave it alone, bro. It's not going to go well. It's not going to go well at all. You know what I'm saying? You're either going to end up dead or in jail.
Now, John tells us he is trying to walk away from his activities and trying to start fresh with his new family. He says he refuses to be a statistic.
My God. This report was 3 years ago. Jacob Frey. Let's see how long you've been the mayor in Minnesota. I know you was the mayor at this point because I remember seeing your name, my boy. Frey, mayor of I don't know nothing about Minneapolis. I don't know nothing about it. Okay. Just so we have a time frame of this fuck nigga. Just so we got a time frame of how long he's been mayor. He was in mayor since 2018. We're in 2026, so 8 years he's been mayor. So he was mayor. He's been mayor. He knows exactly what the fuck is going on in Minneapolis. Because there's a war zone out fucking there. We gonna keep it going, though. We gonna keep it going. Maybe he'll make a statement about a little kid getting killed.
Tonight, a teenage boy is fighting to survive after someone shot him in the head. St. Paul police showed up in full force at the Jimmy Lee Rec Center this evening, just across the street from Central High School. Our David Schumann is there right now with information that just came in minutes ago. David?
Amelia, we just learned moments before coming on the air that a 26-year-old man has been arrested in this shooting and booked in the Ramsey County Jail on suspicion of first-degree assault. Obviously, a very important development in this incredibly sad thing that we've been out here all afternoon for. We've also learned that Central High School across the street, like you mentioned, has canceled classes tomorrow to allow students to deal with what's happened. We spoke tonight to people familiar with this rec center, this community, and they're angry and obviously, of course, heartbroken. Police, some carrying long guns, coming in and out of the building, investigating a shooting that put a teenage boy in the hospital.
That's going to change your whole life. Wow, man.
I'm angry. I'm pissed off.
A former rec center employee told us she resigned because of increasingly frequent violence.
Just fights from the Central kids every day. And like I said, I was assaulted by a teenager, threatened.
She says there needs to be better security at the center. Another longtime community member says it has to be more than just that.
They cut out the football and basketball program, so the kids have nothing to do after school but get in trouble. So get the programs back in our community for the kids can stay out of trouble, please. Find something positive to do, man, with your life. And parents, step up, parents. The kids is not your friends.
St. Paul's deputy mayor was here earlier, and when asked how the staff inside was holding up, she just said, "This is terrible." And again, at last check, that teenager is alive in the hospital, but very badly hurt. Amelia?
All right, David, thank you.
This is happening in Minneapolis. This happened where Renee Good got shot. This happening where Alex Pretty lost his life. I'm not hearing national conversation about the violence in Minneapolis, but I'm going to keep it going. We're going to keep talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. We're going to keep showing it. Let's keep showing it.
The sound of gunfire continues to plague Minneapolis's North Side community. Many who live there tell us that they hear gunshots day and night. Just today, shots were fired near an elementary school. As Reg Chapman shares, it is a problem that has an entire community on edge and calling for change.
Every day, something is out of control.
Several times a day.
And there's no end or relief in sight that I can see.
Marquise and Nakima Armstrong are processing living with gunfire at night.
This is the same now. If you know the video that I put out with the Black Lives Matter lady, she was in the background, her right here. You can cross-reference that content that I put out with that and this one black woman. It's the same black woman. And listen to her when she talk about
fire
what's
at
happening
night.
in the black
We heard
community.
multiple gunshots back to back, and it sounded very, very close. It felt like we were in the midst of a war zone.
And waking up to bullets being fired near their home.
6 shots back to back this morning.
Minneapolis police say shortly before 10 a.m. a teenager was walking on the sidewalk near 26 in Lindale when a car drove by and opened fire. He was hit, but is expected to recover from his injuries.
All around me is all this chaos and all this death and all this violence. And so I want to do all that I can to help our community keep our hope.
Marquise Armstrong is a mental health professional who says his practice is flooded with people seeking help to deal with the trauma associated with the gun violence. Trauma even for community leaders, as our interview was interrupted by the sound of gunshots.
And right now we're being placed in a situation where we're being told we have to decide between terrible police, corrupt police, and no police, when really many people in our community want a happy medium.
Gunshots
That
right
sounded
there.
like gunfire right then.
Sound like 3 shots.
Again, a constant issue that we have in our community.
Near 50th and Bryant, outside Jenny Lind Elementary, 2 cars engage in a running gun battle. The ATF is looking into an increase in altered guns in the community. Auto sears are used to turn semi-automatic weapons into fully automatic weapons.
ATF wishes for the community to help us if they have indication that someone has one of these auto sears.
In North Minneapolis, Reg Chapman, WCCO 4 News.
We reached out to Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey today about the gun violence on the north side, and he told us, "We can and we must take action. My staff, the Office of Violence Prevention, and the MPD have been in regular contact with community partners, including the Northsiders leading the 21 Days of Peace initiative to immediately curb gun violence and improve safety."
Hey, the same community that's going out there and protesting Renee Good and Alex Preddy, hey, it's some niggas out there with the switchianas. Can y'all do something about it? A lot of people died in Minneapolis. A lot of niggas died in Minneapolis. Niggas, how all these people getting shot? Can y'all tell me one of their names? Do y'all remember? I can't remember. I'm hearing so many of these niggas' names, I can't remember. They're desensitized to niggas dying in Minneapolis, obviously. So when one white woman die, one white man die, the whole world got to change for them. But you know how many niggas die over there? Can we talk about it? Let's talk about how many niggas is dying in Minneapolis. Please. Please, let's talk about it. I like to talk about it. Because niggas is dying like it's fucking Call of Duty out there in that bitch. They're living in a war zone out there in that bitch. Y'all don't give a fuck. Let's keep it going. Let's see why your kids are scared to live in Minneapolis. Shit just happening. You can't even party. You can't even go out to a club in Minneapolis. Let's talk about it. Let's show it.
The mass shooting outside the Monarch nightclub in Minneapolis last year killed 2 and left more than a half a dozen injured. The sidewalk shootout between 2 armed men created panic on the streets of downtown Minneapolis and left the entire University of St. Thomas community grief-stricken over graduation weekend. Tonight, for the very first time, we can show you the surveillance video of this deadly encounter that sparked all the gunfire and the frantic actions of first responders to save lives.
Our Paul Bloom joins us with some of the evidence prosecutors used this fall to convict a gunman on multiple counts of murder and attempted murder. Paul?
Randy and Kelsey, was chaos, fear, and panic that night. Bar closed, packed downtown sidewalk. Juwan Carroll and a rival squaring off, guns blazing. Now, warning, this video may be hard for some to watch, but this is exactly what jurors had to consider as they weighed Carroll's claim of self-defense. The court releasing this trial evidence to Fox 9 earlier today.
We pick up the surveillance video outside the Monarch nightclub. It's just before 2 a.m., May 22nd, 2021. The sidewalk full of people as downtown Minneapolis bars and clubs shut down for the night. We'll spot shadow the group of men that includes Juwan Carroll and Christopher Jones, long hair here and the white ball cap, both men armed. Carroll testified at trial. Jones was menacing, acting tough, even threatening to shoot, when a Carroll buddy steps up and throws his punch to Jones's head. Watch how quickly the encounter escalates. Guns come out, bullets fly. Carroll in white tee, white pants with a dark belt, runs into some fencing, still firing. Jones would eventually crumple to the sidewalk. The 24-year-old was killed. His gun recovered right at the scene. The deadly moments also shown to jurors from this parking lot angle. Meantime, about a block away, University of St. Thomas senior Charlie Johnson, out celebrating just hours from his graduation, would become the second homicide victim, fatally struck by a
Why nobody ain't talking about Charlie Johnson? So y'all only care about a certain type of white man. Y'all don't care about white men going to college trying to better themselves? You don't care about white men that's not protesting, kicking fucking ice SUVs and shit. Y'all don't give a fuck about. Or y'all don't know the only type of. So only the white people honking on their horns, getting it in the way of federal investigations is only the white people y'all give a fuck about? Y'all don't care about Charlie Johnson, who's a victim of a nigga in Minneapolis? You don't care? Y'all don't give a fuck. Y'all don't give a fuck.
Homicide.
Let's remember his face. Let us remember his face. Platform. Where my man's in the map? He was going to school to be an engineer. Come on, man. He's going to engineering school. Charlie Johnson. Let's remember the face of Charlie Johnson. I never seen his face before. I never heard that name before. Why I don't know who Charlie Johnson. Justice for Charlie Johnson. Oh, well, the dude got arrested. I don't give. Oh, he got sentenced. Fuck all of that shit. Why is Minneapolis a fucking war to where Charlie Johnson can't be alive right now? Let's fight that. Let's fight the war in Minnesota. You worrying about illegal immigrants getting kicked out of Minnesota, helping, or Minneapolis, that's adding to the crime rate and the murders and the deaths and the sexual assaults to Minneapolis. You give a fuck more about that than Charlie Johnson, a victim of crime in Minneapolis that's happening so fucking frequent. It's happening so frequent. People are saying they're living in a war zone in Minneapolis. Can we talk about it? Oh, no, we ain't gonna talk about it. Fuck it. Remember Charlie Johnson. Everybody remember Charlie Johnson.
A bullet. A jury did not buy Carroll's claim of self-defense that he had to shoot to protect himself from Jones during the sidewalk altercation.
Tourniquet applied over here. Tourniquet on the leg.
In addition to the 2 dead, the mass shooting left more than half a dozen injured.
You need to help her. Okay, they will. I need you to step back.
Minneapolis police body camera footage capturing the bloody, chaotic aftermath as emergency responders rushed to the scene to tend to the victims.
Somebody to go with the girl shot in the leg? Yep. Okay. Yep.
Several of the survivors eventually taking the stand as witnesses at Carroll's trial. In addition to the 2 counts of second-degree murder for the deaths of Christopher Jones and Charlie Johnson, Carroll was found guilty of 7 counts of attempted second-degree murder for those hurt outside the Monarch.
And Carroll remains in the Hennepin County Jail tonight. The now 25-year-old will be sentenced Friday afternoon. Prosecutors have said he is eligible for consecutive sentences on the 9 counts of murder and attempted murder that could potentially put him in prison for well over 100 years. Paul Bloom, Fox 9.
All right, Paul, thank you.
This is all happening in Minnesota. But you don't hear about this. You don't hear about this. You don't hear about the fact that this man is you can't take nothing in Minneapolis serious. Not with a mayor that obviously don't give a fuck about y'all. Why y'all keep voting that boy in? Why that man keep staying? Why that boy in office? What he doing? What is Jacob Frey doing? What that boy doing? That boy ain't doing nothing. It's a lot of dead niggas in Minneapolis. A lot of dead people. It's dead white folks. Charlie Johnson. Don't nobody give a fuck about that? What about the guns and the gun violence? I know more about street shit in Minneapolis now than I ever learned. Where's the protesting at? The niggas is dying in Minneapolis. But once again, when this group of niggas dying, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody bats an eye. It don't give a third mention, fourth mention. I talked about previously about the gun violence in this country that niggas is doing. How niggas is dying at a rate that's worse than wars with other countries in 10 years. if black people don't stand more towards this, fuck black people, American people. Everybody's saying that, oh, well, Renee Good should be the topic and not some other shit. Okay. What about Charlie Johnson? When was he able to not be the topic? Because the gun violence in Minnesota has not stopped as a state, but let alone Minneapolis, its metro area, its city area, the gun violence there is like Chicago. The shit happening there is like LA. The shit there like Miami, New York, like every other Atlanta, like every other major city in this country. Why ain't nobody talking about it? But we want to talk about ICE. You want the whole world to come out and protest ICE. But what about the niggas dying in Minnesota and Minneapolis? What about the niggas dying there? When do that become a conversation? Because I'm seeing how one white woman died here. What the fuck y'all do? I see how y'all care about illegal immigrants in Minneapolis. I see what the fuck y'all do. I see about another white man die. I see what the fuck y'all do. But when a nigga die and 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 die, nobody don't give a fuck. Little kids get shot in their fucking head in Minneapolis. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody bats an eye. The mayor don't even talk. Renee Good, get the fuck out. Fuck out of here, bro. Nah, I ain't going. Ain't nobody going. Ain't nobody should be going. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. Y'all don't give a fuck. Niggas is dying, yeah. So I'm supposed to care about this white woman dying? One? Fuck her. Now what? Are we gonna ever talk about the niggas that's dying and feeling like they're trapped and then in a war zone? What about the kids that ain't in the streets that's living in these areas because their parents can't afford it? Do you not understand how trapped you are because you can't afford to live anywhere else in the hoods here in America as a black man? Or you don't care, it don't matter, it don't grit the mention, it don't. But y'all want a motherfucker to march for this white woman dying because she going out her way to do freak, bull, nut, dumbass shit. Get the fuck y'all. That sounds stupid. This woman going out her way to do some dumb shit, get clapped. The whole world is in an uproar. Y'all want to kill motherfuckers. Meanwhile, niggas is out here dying. Niggas is getting shot every day. Oh, well, what you gonna do about it? What the fuck you gonna do about it with ICE? I would rather deal with the niggas in our community than deal with the federal government. What? What? So you telling me the more realistic fight is to go against the fucking president and his federal agencies that he's given direct commands to do whatever the fuck they're trying to do? That's the bigger fight than to help the niggas in your community stop killing each other. If that's the bigger fight, fuck y'all. Y'all stupid as hell. That don't make no sense. Y'all is dumb as fuck. Whatever. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. That's stupid. Y'all are stupid. You're dumb. I'm not. You're dumb. You the problem. You the idiot. You're not seeing the bigger picture. You're being deceived. You're being deceived, not me. And I'm out. Wow.